All right, so we're gonna do some more CQB work with this 5-25. Okay, working on those targets over there. Now I'm using 22s because I'm pretty close to the target. So if I shoot these with 5.56, might get a little piece of metal back in my face. So this is interesting. As I transition from target to target, it's actually faster, right, to disengage from the scope, right? I'm actually finding it's faster to disengage from the scope, find the target, and then get back down on it, okay? Rather than try to fish around for it through the scope. But the idea here is that left eye sees target, right eye kind of sees the reticle. And here's the thing, I mean, if you practice that all the time, you can get pretty good at it. It's not likely that this is like a thing that that me or anybody would be practicing constantly, because I'm not always working with a 5-25 scope. I'm working with a red dot or an LPVO at these distances. So as of right now, it's just faster as I'm moving around just to come off, come out of the scope, right? Just like come up, look at it, get back down on it. I'm finding that that's getting me on target faster. So we got, all right, so compared to pistol, I shot this before. I shoot a Glock 43, I only had 1 round left. So yeah, don't carry your Glock 43 with only 1 round in it. There's one of the things I've noticed, there's with the rifle, I mean, you got the advantage of pointing the rifle towards what you're shooting at as you're coming up to it. So it does drive to the target faster than coming out of holster, punching out with the pistol. It's so the rifle still gives you an advantage, I think, from what I'm seeing today. Especially when you're working with gloves and shit. Because working handguns with gloves, with winter gloves, can be a little bit more difficult. So the rifle, I'm able to drive to the target a little bit faster. But let's do one more. I'm gonna go get some more ammo. All right, let's do this again with these 22s. Yeah, that time I tried to stay in the scope and transition from one target to the other, and I just kind of got lost. Okay, so it's definitely proving, like right now, it's definitely proving faster to disengage, like get out of the scope, find it, get on target, and then move the scope to it. So that's today's lesson. We're working with this 5-25. As I got 3 targets that I'm trying to shoot. Like as I'm here, right? Right. So I'm here. I'm boom, come down, get to the next one, come up, boom, get down to the next one, boom. Rather than try to stay on it, boom, 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 because then you just get like all confused inside the scope. Your eyes are seeing all sorts of weird shit. So for me right now, that's working better. I'm here, boom, come down, on it, boom, down, on it, boom. Other interesting thing is I've been training with a C-clamp for a long time. And with this bell over here, it's a little awkward. I had to alter my grip a little bit to accommodate both the bell, also to the weight of the rifle, because this thing weigh something like almost like 9 pounds, 2 ounces. So the having more weight over here, yeah, it definitely, like I could run. Well, now let me see. Do I see? No, I don't see my hand. I could run it like that. Yeah, just gotta practice that. Although it is tiring. So I don't see my hand in this position. It's below it, even though it seems like it's in the scope, it's actually not in the scope. Because the bell just does light collection. I'm still basically seeing through this 34, so that's above my thumb. So I don't see my hand like this, but it tires the shit out of your shoulders. So it's a lot less tiring to be back here, come up like this. That's a hell of a lot less tiring with the heavier gun. So yeah, so that's today's experimentation and lesson learned. Okay, so again, this is my first 5 to 25 power scope. So just kind of figuring this out, making it work for me. And that's the thing, you got to make it work for you, right? So I got to make this thing work for me. So talk to you guys soon. Drop some comments. If you're not a member, subscribe. The idea here is, right, if you look right here right now, I've actually got the lens cover still on this, okay? So I cannot see through the scope. But what I've done is I've turned up the illumination, okay? So I'm still going to be able to hit the targets even though I can't see through the scope. Let's do that right now. So from here. Okay, so I lost it. I was doing good, and then I kind of lost it, okay? So the way this is working is my right eye is looking through the scope, and it sees the illuminated reticle, which even in 6 power is not like super bright because it lights up the whole Christmas tree, so there's only so much light there. You would think that it would be even brighter because the whole Christmas tree is being lit up, but whatever, it's not really bright. Today is somewhat of a sunny day. Hey everyone, so I had a chance to reflect upon that training session that I did earlier with the 5 to 25 at CQB range. Okay, so now it's obvious if I put a red dot, either offset or piggyback, it will be better. Okay, so that's a given. But aside from that, the on that primary arms 5 to 25 by 56, the thick crosshairs of the duplex, when you are in the lowest setting, in the lowest magnification, which is 5 power, they are thick enough so that you can make it work. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to be contemplating, I guess over the next couple of months, right, with this scope is it worth carrying a red dot, either offset or piggyback, if the crosshairs are good enough? So my thinking right now is if a person is carrying a heavy 9-pound AR, right, minimum, because that's a 16-inch barrel, 5.56, right? Obviously, if you got a 308, it's even going to be heavier. So throwing a red dot on it is going to add a little bit extra weight, but the major issue is that you've got more bulk either on top of the rifle or offset to the side. Like one more thing that can kind of catch on things and snag. And here's the thing, in competition, it makes sense for people to have these red dots either offset or piggyback because they know they're going to be using them, right? They know they're going to be using them. But in a real world type of situation, if that's the type of rifle that you're carrying, right, your intention is definitely not to engage in CQB distance, okay? You're not going to be doing any room entry. You're going to be working at distance and avoiding getting yourself into any tight quarters, okay? So using that duplex is like purely for emergency, right? And of course, you got a pistol on you as a backup. So in the real world, unlike competition, you don't expect that you're gonna use that red dot. Okay, you expect that you're gonna use the strength of the weapon system that you're carrying, which is engaging at distance. Okay, so that's why I'm like, if I see that this is gonna work in CQB distance, I may avoid putting the red dot on it altogether. Not completely decided, but the work I did today is kind of it's kind of indicating that that might be a really good option. Okay, and the other thing I was contemplating, like, I don't know if you go back, there was a time when, let's say, like Army snipers use like a fixed 10 power, okay, and they had to make it work. And if they got themselves into like a CQB type of situation in the woods or wherever, they had to make it work, okay. So then there's that little fact. If they could make it work, I'm working at 5 power instead of like fixed 10 power. So from what I saw today, I think it will work. I'll keep working with it, and because I don't want to put the red dot on it unless I need to put the red dot on it. Okay, so they're my thoughts so far. Again, this is a new thing that I'm experimenting with, and in the coming months, we'll see how it shapes up.